What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have an exciting unboxing for you guys. This is the 14-inch MacBook Pro, the new 2024 model. Now, remember, I will try to keep this short because not everybody's going to be a regular reviewer, but if you are, then you would have noticed that I just unboxed a 16-inch MacBook Pro about a week ago, and I was pretty excited about it. But over the last week of me using it, I have done some soul searching, if you will, and I've decided, honestly, these days, I prefer the 14-inch form factor for the MacBook Pro. Now, before any of this happened, I had a 14-inch M1 Pro MacBook Pro, and I had that for about 3 years, and although it wasn't my main computer, it was my main laptop at least, and I just grew to really love the balance of screen size and portability with that model. And when I got the 16-inch, it's just a little too big, especially for what I do on a computer. I don't really do any sort of heavy-duty professional work where it really matters all that much. So with that said, I got the 14-inch here, and I estimate pretty soon that I'm going to be returning the 16-inch to the Apple Store just because I think these days it's a better fit for me. Now, if you asked me that 7-8 years ago, I wouldn't have said that, but that's what I found in the last few years of using these smaller MacBook Pros. And the other thing, and I will try and keep this short, and because I'm going to go over this a lot in the full review I do of this thing in about a month or whatever, but these days, the smaller MacBook Pro, you're really not giving up anything. Back in the day, the smaller 13-inch had some concessions compared to the 15-inch, for example, no dedicated GPU and stuff like that. Whereas that's really not the case these days. So that's the reason I bought it. I'm going to try and leave it there, and we're going to go ahead and unbox it. So this model is, of course, the new 14-inch, the M4. This is the M4 Max model, actually. It's the exact same version that I bought of my 16-inch. So it's the off-the-shelf, like pretty high-end model. So right here, if we go to the back, you can see it has the M4 Max chip. This is the binned M4 Max, so it has 14 CPU cores and 32 GPU cores. We have 36 gigs of RAM, and we have 1 terabyte of storage. Now, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't ever so slightly concerned about the cooling and thermals of this machine, having such a powerful processor in the smaller laptop. But honestly, my computer workloads, I'm really not pushing my computer really hard for hours on end. I have more bursty workloads, so I really don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. And then if you're wondering, well, if you don't do any professional work, then why did you buy the Max chip? And it was really just coming down to I wanted the extra memory that this configuration offers. I wasn't about to buy anything with less than 36 gigs, and I need the 1 terabyte of storage, and I didn't really want to wait a while for a custom configuration. So that's it. I'm going to keep that short. That's really all I need to say for right now. So let's go ahead and flip this guy over and get into it. So we have these convenient pull tabs here. Let's go ahead and pull that guy and this one, and then we'll flip it over and open her up. And there she is, the 14-inch. So let's go ahead and take this guy out for now. We'll go ahead and file it to the side, and we'll move on to see what we get in the box. Now, I already know because I just did this, but here we go. We have a color-matched braided MagSafe 3 cable, so that's nice. It's matched to the color of the MacBook there. We have our usual books and stuff, as my boy Flossie Carter would say. So it just has a little quick start guide of kind of how to get started using the MacBook Pro. I don't need this, I'm very familiar, obviously. And then some legal stuff. No Apple stickers in the box anymore, surprisingly, but it is what it is. And then the only other thing we have in the box here is our 96-watt USB-C power adapter. So that's another minor change from the 16 inches. The 16 inchers have 140-watt adapters. These are 96. So there you go. Let's go ahead and open this guy up. I'll see if I can extract it without ripping the paper. There you go. Perfect. So there's that. Go ahead and file that to the side for right now. And then we will go ahead and take a look at the MacBook. So here it is, wrapped in this wax paper. Pretty much identical unboxing process from the 14-inch I originally bought in 2021 and used for 3 years. I went ahead and traded that machine in on the 16-inch, but I guess it's going to be on this one now that I am going to return that model. And I just loved it. I think this size is perfect. It's obviously a little bit bigger than a 13-inch, so the screen is not as constrained, but it's also still lighter and more portable than the 15, and then, of course, the new 16-inch MacBook. So, new space gray color. I really like this. I'm a big fan of it. It's this isn't really new for the M4 models, but it was for the M3s, and I never had one of those. So there you go. Well, without further ado, let's go ahead and open it up. There you go. It's going to turn on. Then we'll pull this plastic away here. And there she is, the new MacBook. So let me go ahead and see if I can bring the camera back just a little bit. So something also new with these new MacBooks is they do have an option for a nano texture kind of anti-glare matte display, but I didn't really think I needed that. I've never been a huge fan of matte screens in the past because they do tend to degrade the quality and the punchiness of the screen. And I'm sure the nano texture is fine, but really I don't use a laptop in bright lighting or outdoors too often. And honestly, even pointed towards a window, okay, that's pretty bad. But anything outside of those extreme use cases, these screens do have a pretty good anti-glare coating on them. So I'm really not too worried about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, the design is pretty much identical to the 14-inch I had before, so I know I'm going to like it. I really love the design of these MacBook Pros. I think they nailed it. And then, of course, you know, when these came out 3 years ago, they fixed pretty much all of the teething issues with the Intel, like, 4th generation Touch Bar MacBook Pros, which were just awful in many, many ways. So anyway, there it is. There's the new 14-inch. I hope to use this one for a good 5 to 7 years. I bought this as an investment, and that's kind of the reason I was so indecisive about it, you know, compared to my 16-inch, which is still over there right now. I wanted to have something that I'm entirely happy with, and I know I'm going to love for years to come. And like I said, had my 14-inch before and absolutely loved it, so I know I'm going to love this one too. But with that said, there you go. That's the unboxing. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.